Hey you guys, it's me, Brooke, your art auntie, and I'm back with another video. Okay guys, look, that might have sounded really bad, but look, we have some upgrades. I have a mini mic, a little mic. We'll see how it goes. I really hope that I'm not screaming at you. I hope it doesn't sound annoying. I hope it sounds nice. But let me know in the comments if it's horrible, because if it is, then we can go back to just me and the natural audio in my room. But let me know if it sounds okay. I'm going to try and remember that I don't have to speak quite as loud because I have a mic on my shirt. But today, I thought it would be fun to do a video of the top 10 weirdest, craziest, bizarre things that they had me make in art school. And I feel like that's a pretty common joke, a meme, that when you're in art school, the professors make you make these weird, wacky things, and then they just sit around your house and collect dust, which is so true, because most of the things that I've gathered today, I had to dust off before I brought them in here, because they really are just sitting in corners of my room. But I wanted to do like a little top 10 thing and show you guys some of the stuff I made, but they're all just either crazy that they made us do that, weird things, or stuff like that, just kooky, weird, crazy. Some of them are really cool. Some of them are like, what is that? Or like, why did you expect me to do that? Why did I have to make that? But that's kind of what we're going to do today. So let's get into it. And just a little disclaimer, I guess. I did take a lot of studio classes in college, but I went to school for an art education degree, which means that I am licensed to teach art in public schools K through 12, but it's kind of like a dual major. So I basically have a BFA and an educator degree. But I did have to take a lot of studio classes, but I didn't just go to school for art. So there's that out there so that you know. Okay. All right, so my top 10 weirdest, kookiest, craziest things that I made in art school that my professors thought it would be good for me to make in class for assignments. This is how we're going to go about it. We're going to start with the tamest things first. So the not so crazy, kind of borderline, not weird at all. And then number one's going to be like the weirdest, oddest thing that I made out of all of them. And then I'll tell you what it is, how I made it, what the assignment was for the project, because that gives a lot of context to it, and maybe like what kind of grade I got, like how it was received by my professors and whatnot. And then finally, my thoughts. Do I like it? Do I hate it? Do I wish I didn't keep it? Because almost everything I have here, even if I don't like it, my boyfriend wants me to keep because I think he kind of finds it sentimental for me to keep all of my things from college that I made. But a lot of it I just don't really want in my house. One of these things in particular is just a doorstop, but we'll get to that. Okay, so starting with number 10, we have these holiday postcards. What did I call them? I called them, it was like pinup holiday cards or sexy lady holiday cards. I think it was like pinup holiday cards. And these are kind of the tamest one because, well, I didn't make the mailbox. I did make that little thing right there that slips in there. The little kisses. I found the mailbox at Goodwill. And I thought that it would kind of level up my presentation for this. This was a final for a class. I thought it would level up my presentation for this to have the mailbox, because there are holiday cards. How many are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 holiday cards. They all have, I drew these little lipstick imprints on there with, I think I just used like a ballpoint pen. And each one has a little saying on it that matches a holiday. Like, what is this one? Kiss Me, I'm Irish for Valentine's Day. And then, what is this? There's a happy birthday one. Happy birthday. And I'll open up each of these probably on a little clip. Yes, each one, it has a little saying. But each one has a little message on the front. What's that one? Be my Valentine. And it has a little kiss. And then inside, they each have a little pinup drawing. And I did these all with like color pencil, marker, and pen. And the inside is just blank, so it's like you fill it in. Yeah, they're each like that. This is another one of my favorites. There's your little lipstick. It says get well soon. And it's a nurse. When I posted these after I did them, everyone said that looked like, what is it, Blink 182 album cover? I don't really know Blink 182 like that, unfortunately. I just thought she was like a sexy nurse. This one's my favorite still. The rest of them I think are okay. They're not great. But I'll show you all of them. This assignment I used, obviously, they were like pre-made blank cards that you can buy that come with envelopes. So I bought those and I made them using red color pencil, a red ballpoint pen, and some like alcohol markers. And that's all I used to make those. I found references through my Instagram following. Not people who follow me, but like people I follow. The assignment, it was actually our final for what class? 2D design. It was our final for 2D design. The assignment was to make 8 to, the minimum was 8. You had to make 8 cards, a series of cards that go together. And they could be playing cards, tarot cards, actual like cards like I did. They could be any of that. And you can use digital art applications or traditional. A lot of people did digital, and a lot of people wanted to go the playing card and tarot card route, which is super cool. But I wanted to work in drawing like pinups. So I thought like little greeting, like little cards that you can send people for like holidays would be cute. And it would be easier to make a series with a theme as broad as like holidays and stuff. So I did that as it. And it was, that teacher actually, I think, is more fond of more like erotic art. He actually used to make puppets for a sex convention in Seattle, which is pretty cool. So he was a big fan of my theme. And I think a lot of people might veer away from just doing things that are sexy and sexual in a lot of these classes. So he really enjoyed that, and I got a great grade for it. I like them because I think the idea is really cute, and I love the mailbox. I think it's super cute. I think the idea is cute, but since then, I think my drawing has just gotten better and better. And a lot of these I don't think are incredible. But I think it was a cute idea. I tried to sell these at one point on Etsy, but nobody wanted to buy them. So I tried to sell them separately, or also if someone wanted to buy like the whole thing, they could buy the whole thing. Maybe I'll try again once more of you come and see me. Maybe you want them, but we'll see how that goes. Moving on to number 9. So number 9. Number 9 is this little helicopter goat. He's a weird one, for sure. He's weird, but also it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't think it's that bizarre, so that's why he's only at number 9. But this is made out of, what, I think it's polymer clay. It's the kind of clay that you have to bake. He's made out of that kind of clay. And then there's like wire in here for the I don't know how for the, I just had it and then I lost it. Armature. For the armature, I went to art school. For the armature, there's wire in there, and then it was painted with acrylic paint. This one was for an assignment in 3D design, which of course we did a lot of 3D stuff. I think this was one of the like midway through assignments, and the assignment was to take a toy. We'll take two toys, like random like kid toys, and then make something fusing the two together and try and make it like look like a toy. I mean, it kind of looks like a toy. So I went and got just some random little toys at Goodwill, because they got like the really cheap little toy bins for the kids. I went and got 2 toys from there, and one of them was like a life flight helicopter, like the ones that pick up people from the hospital, because it had, and he used to have the little, what's that? The little Red Cross thing on his shoulders, but it faded after time because I did this quite a few years ago. But I got one of those, and then I got this like, it was a goat wind up toy, and he was like on a cloud or so. He was on something, so like it made more sense that the flame was here because he was on something kind of similar. And then I made this, the facial like structure and everything is pretty much exact to what it was with the toy. Yours are like a mixture of the two. I think the goat was actually gray or brown. I don't really remember. I don't have the toys anymore. I tossed them a long time ago. I just have this guy. And I think it was received relatively well, because I think I picked some of the more random things. A lot of people like very intentionally picked things that would make something cool together, and I really just kind of leaned into the randomness of the project, and I think that my professor really appreciated that. I hate him. Sorry, little guy. Sorry, little goat boy, but I can hate him. I think it looks kind of sloppy. I think the painting's sloppy. I think the sculpting is kind of sloppy on it too, especially in the face. I mean, you can't tell me you think that's good, because it's just not. I'm not a fan at all, but my boyfriend really likes him, so he collects dust. I literally had to clean off cobwebs off of him because he sits in like a corner behind one of our PCs, so a little gross, but that's his history. Moving on to number 8. I have to like look at my fingers every time because I don't know why, but I can't like instinctively tell how many fingers I'm holding up. That made me look dumb. I have to be like 8 fingers. I don't know. Don't tell me if it makes me look dumb, actually. I don't want to know. So, number 8 is this. Well, hold on. Look at it from back here. One of them is an actual package, and one of them is what I made. Can you tell which one? I'll give you a couple seconds. Go in the comments right now. Do you think it's the top one is the real packaging or the bottom? Okay. Now you can look once up close. Once up close. You have to have it by the time it's up close. Of course you do. Of course it's the bottom one. I made the bottom one. So this was made using, I guess just use like a thick paper. It's not like cardstock, I don't think. It's just like a thicker weighted paper. I use alcohol markers, color pencils, and pens. And that is all I used for this. This assignment was also in that 3D design class, but he wanted us to basically do something where we're making something from a 2D surface and then turning it into 3D. So it's like you make this flat, and the instructions were to find a piece of trash, and it just needed to look like it was kind of messed up. Like, it couldn't just be pristine packaging, but find a piece of trash. So I actually just got this tomato paste out of my cabinet, and I just kind of scuffed it up some and made it a little dirty. I like squished it a little with my shoe and took some sandpaper to it a little bit. And then you're supposed to replicate it as closely to the original as you can, just using, like, regular materials, like traditional art making materials. This one received pretty well. I did pretty good on this, especially since I think I picked something that has more like realistic imagery on there with like the tomatoes and the paste and stuff. And I got the colors super close. It looked a little better when I first did it. This also has been sitting for a little while in my living room. So the sun has also kind of faded it a little bit. Like these greens on the Simply Truth used to be a little brighter and used to match it a lot better. But I think I got pretty damn close. So it was received pretty good. This isn't necessarily something I like to keep around my house, because why? It's just kind of a weird thing to keep around. But I mean, I think it's kind of cool because I think I did do a decent job, so it's kind of cool. But also, yeah, I don't know. It was a tedious and almost anxiety-inducing project because, like, I have to replicate something. That sounds frustrating. But yeah, that's number 8. Number 7. Seven is crazy because it was, before I show it to you, this was the very first assignment that we did in beginning clay ceramics. Okay? And a lot of the people that I went to school with were lucky enough to take ceramics in high school. I don't know what kind of high school y'all are going to, but mine didn't have shit. I had one art teacher. We only did 2D stuff. She couldn't afford to do anything else. So I don't know how some of y'all are out here taking clay in high school, but I mean, good for you. This was the first time I'd ever done anything with clay. And I think it should be assumed, if you're in beginning clay and ceramics, that this could be your very first time doing anything with clay, right? Our very first assignment was to make a nearly life-sized bust. Beginning clay, assignment 1, life-size bust. I think we had a week to do it. Isn't that? That's why this is on here, really, is because that's like, some of these are just crazy looking things, and then some of these I just feel like the expectation was crazy. And this guy was kind of crazy. I have to get up because, let me tell you, this thing is heavy as hell. Okay, so I decided it could be anything as long as it was like a bust of like a person, because he wanted you to like try to make the face and build up with coil, whatever. I decided to do a Medusa head. Okay, I don't even know how much this weighs. If I had to guess, I'd say it's like fucking, it's at least 30 pounds. It's probably more. Her head is bigger than mine. It's so heavy. I got tired of making the snake hair, so I just put a bonnet on the back of her. Miss USA. I think it's maybe other people who have taken ceramics in college don't think that's crazy, but I think he's a lunatic for wanting us to do a life-size bust in the first week of class. But whatever. I got a great grade on it. I think it was mostly because half of the class didn't finish it and just didn't turn it in. And I hustled through it. And I think he liked that I did stuff with the hair. And the face is decent because I draw faces. So the face is decent. Look, she's my baby. Don't look cute either. She's a doorstop now. She keeps the door open in the game room. But what the hell else am I supposed to do with this? Not like a fucking damn near 50-pound Medusa bust. It sits on the floor. But I got a good grade on it. I think it's cool. I don't want to get rid of it because it's kind of like I spent all that time making a bust. I can't get rid of that. That's in my life forever now. Number 6. Number 6 we have. This one's fun. Number 6 is fun. Number 6 was made for beginning woodworking, and this was not the first assignment. He let us get a couple assignments in. And I found this one to be more reasonable, but you'll never guess. We made bowling balls. That's kooky, right? That's kooky beans, but it's cool. We made bowling balls. This is also kind of heavy. That's not too bad. But like, catch me in the 1800s bowling with my wooden bowling ball. I thought this was cool, and obviously it's made out of, I can't remember if we had 1 or 2 planks of wood, but we had to go get planks of wood. And it was a lot about math and making sure you cut things correctly because it's made out of like panels of squares, like glued onto each other. Like we had to cut out squares, glue them and clamp them, and then sand it down to be as perfect of a circle as we could. So it was a lot about measuring and adhering, compressing like wood together. So you had to make sure you could get all of the wood circles you needed out of just the planks of wood that you got. We were all limited to that amount, unless we really messed up. And then you had to try and make it really smooth. Mine's not like the smoothest ever. It's pretty smooth, but it's not like there's some. She's a little lumpy in some places. She's not perfect. And then we had to have some form of a surface design, and you really want to sustain it. But I thought it was cooler. It looks like almost suede-y when it's not stained. So I wanted to leave it unstained, and I used Sharpie and color pencil for the design. My idea for the design was that I was like, oh, this is so like old-timey. Like making a wooden bowling ball is like so, I don't know. And it made me think of like pirates bowling. And I was like, oh, like let's do some old like Sailor Jerry tattoo designs on the bowling ball, because another theme of my art throughout college has always been like mixing in tattoos with this scholarly artwork, because I love tattoos and I wanted to be a tattoo artist before. So I like to mix in tattoo stuff where I can. So I thought that would be really cool. And I didn't want to stain it because I love the texture that it had. My teacher, he liked it, but he really wished I would have stained it. He likes the way they look when they're stained. But after I explained, like, well, look at the texture, he was like, I get it. So I did get a good grade. He was a great professor. I really enjoyed having him as a professor. And I thought this was a really cool assignment, and I do like this, and I will keep this forever, because how neat is it to have a bowling ball in your house, and then to show people and be like, yep, I got a bowling ball. I put the good look right in the middle. I thought that was fun. But yeah, number 6, my bowling ball. Number 5, we're nearly done. We're halfway there. So number 5 is, I have to stand up for number 5. Number 5 is pretty cool. I'm really fond of this. I think this was my final for another class. Let me stand up for you. This one is pants. They're these pants I'm wearing. I'll have to insert another video so you guys can really see. But they're my pants. Alright, but I'll put in another clip that I took like the day of my pants so that you guys can see them better. But yeah, these pants are pretty sick. These were a final for mixed media. Yeah, mixed media. And the assignment was to make, I think I'm remembering this correctly. I think the assignment was to make art that you will use every day. I think that was it. Or it could have been wearable art, but I do remember my friend made an easel. So I think it was more like art you use every day. Because you use an easel every day, but you can't wear an easel. I'm trying to put the context clues together, right? But I think it was art you'll use every day. And I thought it would be fun to do, like, to come in wearing it. And I was also like, ooh, how dramatic will it be for when it's my turn to show what I have? Because, you know, you had to, like, present your stuff, do your little class critique, explain what you did. So, like, how dramatic will it be if I don't walk in with anything and then it's my turn and I just stand up and say, here it is, my final. But I thought, how fun would that be? How kooky beans of me. So that's what I did. And you could see it's kind of inspired by American McGee's Alice. It was actually Alice Madness Returns. I was watching one of my favorite streamers play it, Gab Smolders. I was watching her play it at the time that I was making this, and I really love the teapots that are in that game. So I kind of designed these after that. But I used old work pants that I have from when I worked at an auto parts shop or whatever. And I bleached the, like, ladies that are on it. I bleached those on there. It was the first time I had used bleach. And then I made the patches using canvas skin, oil paint, and color pencil. And then I sewed them on there really badly. I don't know how to sew. I cannot sew at all. I need to get better at that because they actually look pretty bad. But it's okay. And that's pretty much all it is just the patches and then bleached on there. And I think I even wore this shirt because I also bleached this shirt. And I was like, oh, how cute would it be if I'm walking with an outfit that I made? How cute. I use this every day. But yeah, I thought that was like kind of a weird thing because, like, I'm not a fashion student. It's like I'm making pants for my final. It's kind of weird. But it's a little crazier thing. I love these. I think they're so cool. I never wear them because I'm worried I'm gonna pop the patches off. Unless it's like I don't know, an art date type thing. Then maybe I would wear them. But I never wear them, but they're really cool to have. I still think that they're pretty dope. Down to number 4. Number 4. For number 4, I have, this one is weird. Like, I think a lot of these are like kind of odd, but not many of them are weird. But I think this one is kind of weird. I feel like you could also see there's a theme that most of my unusual things that I find unusual are like all of the 3D stuff, like the sculptures and stuff. So I don't really do that much. So number 4 is from a sculpture class. Yes, it's broken. I just found out today that it's broken and I don't feel like fixing it because I don't really like it. So I'm just going to hold it together. But it's this. This is the part that's broken, but it's like it was glued on there. This is made out of wood, found objects, that oven baked clay stuff. That's it, yeah. This is the thing that's supposed to be on there. This was the final in my sculpture class. I'll give you a closer look at these arterials. I'm going to try to remember what the instructions or requirements for the assignment was. I think it was to make something. I almost think it was something about a self-portrait, but hold on. I believe the description of the assignment was that it was a self-portrait, but a self-portrait using items that are valuable to you. I think that was what it was. It's two items that are valuable to you put together. And that was, so it was like really up in the air. I think she wanted you to use, I don't think there was a requirement of what to use. There was kind of a size requirement, but it was really up to you. I used coffee to stain this. I completely forgot until I was like, what did that smell? It's this. It's stained with coffee. I think it's faded over time. It used to be a little darker. It smells nice. Anyway, I decided to do a human heart because obviously that's like valuable to me as a human heart. And then I was like, I want to do something that's like related to a juxtaposition to a human heart. And I really like cars. Ooh, I'm a car girl, whatever. But I like cars, and I thought it would be fun to do an engine. And I also really like Hondas, so I wanted to do a little Honda engine. And this is kind of like a very dumbed down, simplified version of it. An abstracted, like simplified version of a Honda engine with arteries going through it to make it look like a heart. So I made all these little red artery parts with the clay. I got this also, I was working at that auto parts store at the time. So I got an old belt that we couldn't identify. Or I think it was just recalled. Because obviously you can identify it. It has part numbers right there. But I think it was recalled. And then I got some old tubing and mixed around with the arteries. And my teacher loved it. I thought it was I feel like it's super boring. I think I was really busy with some painting stuff. So I thought it was super boring, but she adored it. She thought the idea was super cool. She thought the sculpture was super cool. I'm super happy she liked it. She gave me an awesome grade. But I'm not really fond of it. My boyfriend wanted me to keep it, obviously, and one day if we actually have a house and we have a garage, I think it would be kind of cool to put it up in the garage, even like separate. Like now it can kind of like go on the wall in separate pieces. That could kind of be cool. Yeah, I might not put it back together, but in like a garage or where we would work on cars and stuff, I think it could be cool to keep it in an area like that. But I don't know, we'll see. Number three. Number three is super cool. This one's also for my sculpture class. We learned casting, and I did a cast. This one's also heavy. I did a cast of my stomach, of my hands like gripping onto my stomach, and then I drew like all sorts of designs like with color pencil all over it. Because this was also, the assignment was to do a cast. I think you could use silicone or plaster. Is that what this is? Yeah, like a plaster cast. But it had to be like a self portrait. So it had to be something that like represented you in a way and like had like something to do with you. So of course I did like my belly, and it's about me and my body and stuff like that. And this one was really fun. It was a fun experience doing this one too, because I actually had to get my boyfriend to come to school and help me, because he has to like pour the plaster and whatnot over top of me with the plaster wrapping and whatnot. I don't even really remember all we had to use for this now, but he had to come to school and help me do that. And it was fun. And I think it looks super cool. I really love the wolf on it. The wolf is one of my favorite parts. And it also has these little cute heart things. I don't even know where I found those. I think they were in a package, like a little package I got from a family member. And they had these little things sprinkled in there. And I glued those on there. My teacher liked it, but she just kept saying, I wish it was more. I want it to be more. I'm like, geez, more. I didn't have time to do more. They always want more. But I still got a great grade on it. I like it because I think it's cool. I think it's a cool display piece. I'll probably end up keeping this around the house somewhere. I wish I had a house for all of this stuff. But it's heavy, and it is like a large thing to just have sitting around. So right now it just sits in a corner because I have nowhere else to put it. Alright guys, we're almost done. Now we're down to number 2. And number two is one of my favorite things that I have ever made in college. And it is another instance. The last two actually are similar, but one's way weirder. But they're similar because I use similar materials, and both I use tattooing to do. Because like I said, a theme throughout my stuff is wanting to mix in tattoo and alternative stuff like that, and body modification into my art. And this I actually tattooed. So you guys have actually seen this on my shorts if you watch any of my shorts. But this is a little tattoo thing I did. But this is one of my favorite things that I've done while I was in college. It's super, super cool. It's made using fake tattoo skin stapled together. I actually tattooed the birds, and I used makeup for like the skin coloring and bruising. I used staples. Excuse me. All the black flowers are tattooed. The red flowers are done in ballpoint pen because I didn't want to use any of my red ink. I do have a tattoo machine from back when I was tattooing more. I've done a few tattoos of myself. If you guys are interested, I might do a video on my tattoos. When there are more of you, you'll have to earn it. Give me a little more of a crowd if I'm going to show you all of my tattoos and stuff. But yeah, I have a couple tattoo machines and stuff. And I decided to frame it because I thought it would look even better. But this assignment was to use that's what it was. It was to use an unusual medium, like something that's not like painting or like sculpture, something like that you're not usually using on any of these assignments, and to make a story. I think it was to make a story. I think that was it. Or like yeah, I think that was it. She had some kind of odd themes to her assignments, like things that she wanted you to make. Like one of them was make something using the passage of time and layers, and that was like it, and then you had to figure it out from there. So I think this one was just a story and use an unusual medium. And I was, at first, my original idea was I wanted to tattoo these onto myself and show up and like show off the tattoo that I did. And I was like, you know what? I'm not super confident that I could tattoo these birds. So I'll just do them on here. It'll still be super cool. No one else is going to show up with something tattooing. So I was like, I'll just do it on the fake skin instead of risking trying to do it on my thigh or something. I also don't have a ton of room in big areas of my body. And I certainly didn't want to do it on my arm. But the story is of me and my boyfriend. I am originally from North Carolina, so this is North Carolina state bird, the cardinal. And he's originally from, well, he's not from California, but he grew up in Southern California. So this is Southern California state bird, a quail. I did not know that. And then these are flowers from different places we've lived, or are like state flowers. And it was like the journey that we've done together. It's like two birds to represent us, and then the flowers of the places we've traveled and lived. You just travel there. There'd be way more flowers on here. Not to brag. But it's the places we've lived together because we've moved around a bit together. And it's like the story of us. And it's super cute and sentimental. I love this. It hangs up in our house. It forever will. I'll never get rid of it. Because one, it's super cool. And two, it's the story of me and my boyfriend. And I love that. So, love it. Alright, we're almost done. Again, I don't want to refilm this. So even if the audio doesn't sound good, I'm hoping it's just like in my head because I'm not used to hearing myself like this. But I've kind of been checking, and I don't know if I love it. So please, if you don't comment on anything else, comment on the audio if this is a yay or nay. Like maybe go back and even just listen to a snippet of an old video and let me know, is this an improvement? Does it just sound weird? Is it try hard? Is it bad quality? These aren't the most expensive little mics because I'm not making any money off this. I don't want to blow a lot of money on getting stuff for this. Like I'll get a better mic if I make money off of this. But I'm starting low, but please let me know if this audio has been good or not. And before we get to number 1, I thought I would give 2 honorable mentions. You've kind of seen this chilling over here the whole time, but this is another like thing for, what is this, 3D design. And it's a foam sculpture. It's made out of, I'm sure this sounds great. Do you like that? I'll stop. But it's made out of like, the green blocks that you put fake plants in. I guess you put real plants in them too, for like arrangements. It's made out of that. And I wanted to keep it within that square shape. And I made an intestine table. It's kind of gross. He just it was kind of like a free form project. He just wanted us to make an organic shape, something abstracted out of the foam. And that was it. And I, of course, went the gross route, but I like this little thing. I think it's kind of cool. Whenever I have more space in a setup, I probably have it in the background somewhere and put something cutesy on top of it. And then the last honorable mention for the crazy things that they had me do and that I have accumulated after going to school are the student loans. You hear me? The student loan. That's all I have to say. I'm not going to get into it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am a first generation person in my family going to university, 0 help from family. I'm going to be paying these bitches off for a while. All right. So, number 1. This is our last thing. This is one of the weirder things. I'm going to have to kind of censor it. So I'm just going to hold my finger over. But this was also for 3D design. Our assignment was to do they love giving you self-portrait things. Do a self-portrait of this and that. Look into yourself. What is about yourself? No. Give it a rest. I can't do some fucking inner exploration every single time you want me to do something. But it was supposed to be a self-portrait, but it can't it has to be a metaphorical self-portrait. That's what he said. A metaphorical self-portrait. Only using symbolism and stuff. So I made mine. I used the fake tattoo skin again, and I also tattooed the stuff around the frame. And I also used clay, that baked clay, in a frame. I'm censoring the nippies because I used makeup as well to do like the color on the skin again. But this is her. But just know that under my finger there is makeup that makes the nippies look real. But this is it. I'll have to do a little clip to show you better. On the back there's a wolf head that I made and painted to match the velvet backing of this frame. But I tattooed the stuff on the outskirts of it. I painted the little bunny head with acrylic paint. The tattoos that I painted on it are actually tattoos that I have on my body, and they're all the tattoos that I did on myself. I didn't do any of the tattoos that I've gotten professionally done. I only tattooed the ones that I actually did on myself. And then obviously my body doesn't look exactly like the one in the frame, but it's more of like what I see my body as. You know, we all have body image issues, and of course I do, being a more plus size girl. And that's more kind of like what I see my body as. But I mean, obviously that's not exactly, so it's not a exact one-to-one self-portrait of my body. And I displayed it on this book, and I just took this book out of like the art area, little mini library. I thought the purpose of art would be decent, and then it would be a nice display. And they're taking enough damn money from me. I can take a book. No one's never read it. Ain't nobody going over there to read the purpose of art. So I stole it. Sue me. Arrest me. Sometimes it's okay. All right? Sometimes it's okay. I don't condone it. I don't condone it. But yeah, this is one of my favorite things. I think perhaps maybe on Twitter I'll post an uncensored picture on there, because we all know Twitter just be letting people put whatever the hell they want. So maybe I'll post an uncensored picture of this on Twitter if you guys wanted to hop over there. I'll like post it probably underneath a link to the video. I'll post the photo so it's easier for you guys to find the photo of this if you want to see her tatas. But no, I like this one a lot. I'll end up keeping this. I've been debating on snapping off the wolf. I guess we're doing it now. Now I've been debating on snapping off the wolf so that I can just hang it up on the wall, because it would be super cool to hang on the wall. Because I don't love the book part of the display. I just thought it would work better for turning in the assignment and for critique if there was a way to have it stand on its own. And they loved it. And also, I actually put that in my very first year. We do a juried art exhibit for all of the art students. So you can enter in 3 things, but you're not guaranteed to get them in. I got all 3 of my things in. It was that and 2 paintings for my beginning painting class. It's my first year, and that one won an award. It won an award, and I was really proud of that. So that one holds a lot of sentimental value to me in a lot of ways. And oh, I didn't explain. The way I made the bodies stick out is it's clay. It's that same damn clay I've been using the whole time, the clay like you bake in the oven. I formed the shape of the body, and then I glued it down, and I kind of like layered glue over top and melded the skin to it. It was kind of hard to do, to be honest. It's taxidermy-esque. It's a little weird, a little odd. That's why this is number 1 for weirdest things I've made in art school, because I don't think I would have ever made anything quite like that if I didn't go to school. But it was cool. I mean, we complain a lot, us art students, about the BS they have us making in these classes. But really, if it weren't for them, I would have never made half this stuff. I wouldn't have tried to make any. I would have never made pants with patches on them. Or I sure as hell wouldn't have made a Medusa bust. So that's pretty cool. So I can't complain too much. But that's my top 10 things I've made. If you guys would like to see other videos like this, like maybe you'd want to see a top 10 of my best things I made, like the things that I really like, not the weird stuff, but it'd probably be more paintings because I have a lot of paintings that I really, really love. But if you'd like to see that, then I'd be happy to show you. If you'd like to see things that I made in just specific classes, painting or drawing or sculpture, all of them, let me know. Give me more ideas of what to do. Again, please let me know if this mic was a bad idea. I can still return it. Or I could just use it in other videos and not like in these like chat with me videos. But please let me know. I hope you guys really liked this video. Let me know what you thought out of these top 10. How would you have ranked them? What do you think is the weirdest? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Well, bye. Do y'all get that reference? Bye. Bye. If you don't, I don't want you to subscribe. Bye.
Bye. Bye.